called up a local kid. I'm not sure if he's playing or not, but just what you've kind of seen of him and how exciting it might be for a kid at some point there to play for his home.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him. Obviously, he's had some success down in the minors, and he's getting his opportunity to come up, and I'm sure he'll get to play at some point. So it's got to be a great thrill for him and his family, and I'm sure it's something he'll remember forever.
When you take on a team like St. Louis, I mean, it feels like it's a group that can just test all the different areas of your guys' game.
For sure. I mean, they're the Cup champs, right? So they're strong all over the ice. Starting net, they got 2 good goalies. Their back end solid. Up front, they got forwards that play hard and check hard and can score goals. So they're kind of that full package.
Is there a way you have to try and play against a group this deep, or is it just you guys keep playing the game you've been playing? You have to adjust a little bit.
I'm not sure if you adjust, but you got to play hard. They're going to test your work ethic, test your will, and we got to respond.
So you make a bad Benny's return. I mean, since he was out, injury, a lot changed on the back end there. He comes right back.
Yeah, he's gone through a lot. Head stuff is nothing to mess around with, and he was patient, and the docs were great with him, and he worked hard. He worked tremendously hard, and to see him score that goal was exciting for me. I was excited for him, and I was really happy for him to see that. And he played well. He was solid all over, and.
How do you play against a lot of guys? Ryan O'Reilly, I think he's one of the defensive players. Why is he as good as he is?
Well, he's just so solid. He's smart. He checks so well. He's good on draws. He can score too. So you got to worry about that as well. So he's one of the best two-way players in the game, and yeah.
You're likely to see a lot of Bouwmeester and Parayko. Maybe just thoughts on guys of that size that move as well as they do.
Yeah, there's not many pairings better than those two. They're solid. They skate well. They're big. They're physical. They're two of the best.
Connor, Thomas Earl just flew out his ACL and MCL 10 nights ago. What would you say to a guy that's starting down that journey as a guy that just finished it?
Yeah, I mean it's a long journey and it's a long process, and I'm sure I'll have lots of good doctors on it, but just stick with it. There's lots of ups and downs throughout. There's lots of days where it feels like work, and there's lots of days where you get good news, and it's really exciting. So lots of ups and downs, and you just gotta stick with it.
He's an awfully good player, underrated player too.
Oh, he's a great player. I was just with him at the All-Star game, and he's such a happy guy, such an outgoing personality. So it's terrible to see a guy like that goes through something like that, but he'll be stronger because of it.
Thank you.
Made the local team. Tyler Benson's kind of on his way up. You know him. You played alongside him a bit.
Yeah.
But just maybe how exciting the concept is of growing up watching the team and then getting a chance to play for them.
Yeah, for sure. I know how it's like, and Benny's a great guy, and it'll be good to have another Benny in the dressing room for sure. But you know what? I've worked out with Benny for a long time, even before we were in the Oilers organization. Worked out with him and his brother, and he's a great kid, and I'm happy for him.
What kind of player you just recently played with?
Yeah.
We haven't seen him here much.
Yeah.
Tell us about him. What kind of player is he going to be?
He's a very smart player, crafty in tight areas, good skill. he's really, like I said, he's really crafty around the net. It's hard for a defenseman to kind of explain a forward, but you know what? He's a guy that has a knack for scoring, makes really good passes. I'd say he's a smart player.
Been down there a long time. Like he's paid his dues down there, I would think.
Yeah, and I mean he's an AHL All-Star, and he's leading the team in points for a reason. And you know what? He's worked really hard. He's battled through some injuries through his career, and I'm happy for him that he's playing well and producing some points and contributing.
Thank you. And Matt, just
Yeah, I got a text from actually Bush saying he got called up. I didn't even know, and then I FaceTimed him, and we were just talking, and he's excited, and I'm very excited, and just to see him.
What do you tell him? Like, what sort of sage words of advice can you pass on?
Just play his game. How he's been playing down in Baco. He's been playing really good down there. So if he could translate that up here, we need it, and he's a tremendous hockey player. So I think he'll be able to do it.
Did you ever get it? Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
what about the opportunity when you spent some time down there? He spent even more time down there, waiting. When you finally get the chance and you get the call up and you come in this room, like what happens?
It's exciting. The guys bring you in. It's a pretty exciting moment. So I think he's going to take advantage of it, and I think he's going to be playing some good hockey once he starts playing.
When you're down there with him, did you get a sense that he would talk about Edmonton a bit, or would he just kind of, I'm assuming you guys always, this is where you want to be, but did you get a sense that he just focused on where he was and not so much where he eventually went?
Yeah, he's very good at, just focused on where he's at. He wasn't looking too far, into the future. He's a day-by-day guy, puts the work in every day, and, he's a tremendous hockey player, and, it's showing now.
When you think about Bear and Jones and yourself and now Tyler, like this is a long line of farmhands that are coming in and being inserted and playing, pretty good hockey at the elite level. What does it say about the process on the farm?
It's exciting. Just the process. Having Woody down there, he's teaching some really good hockey. So it's kind of just showing the process, what it takes, and how good everyone's getting down there, and hopefully we can get a couple more guys up here.
Thanks, Yamel.
It's nice to see those guys. Me, Bearsy, Russ, Yamo, now Benny, Laggy. We were all playing in Bakersfield last year, so it's exciting when you kind of come up with a group of 3 or 4 guys, and you've all been working hard and trying to get to the NHL. And when you see other guys getting rewarded, it's definitely exciting to see.
Why are guys sticking? Because that hasn't always been the case here.
I just think I think the organization's been doing it the right way, letting guys stay down there, work on their games, not rush them up too quick, and I think it's paying off. You can see Yamo and Benny both started the year. I started the year down there. Laggy's been there for a bit. Bearsy played 2 full years. Russ has been there. So it's a process, but if you let players develop at their own pace, usually you get rewarded in the end.
Thanks, Caleb. Tyler Benson tonight?
No, he doesn't arrive till 2:30 or 2:45 or something this afternoon. So we have a group of 20 players here that have been here and are preparing for the game this morning. So Benson or Lagesson won't play tonight, barring injury or sickness from somebody here. We have to. They're with our injury situation. That's where we're at. There are 2 extras.
Okay, you play a St. Louis team that's got pedigree. They got tons of size, and they play really hard, heavy playoff hockey all year long. How do you prepare for that?
Well, we have to play our game. We want to play a real hard game also, right? I mean, everybody does. You recognize who you're against, but we like the way we've been playing lately. Still like to see us pull some of the simple mistakes out of our game, but it's a good challenge for us. We want to play a hard playoff style game also. We're in a hard division or a hard playoff race. We need to come in and play well.
What is Nygaard's situation?
He's going to be out long term. We put him on IR. He's having surgery today, and
Broken hand?
Broken hand, yeah. So I don't have an exact timeline for you yet, but we'll work on that. We'll see how the things come out today and see what the doctors say.
When did Russell get hurt, or is this something that he was?
He's got a little bit of a history of the concussion stuff and wasn't feeling right the other day. So we want to be careful in situations like that. So he's going to take a step back for a week or so and see if he can get himself.
There wasn't a play in the game?
No, there wasn't any one play that you could say it was caused it.
The guys that you have called up this year, Jones and Bear and Yamamoto, they seem to fit right in. It's been relatively seamless. What's the common thread that you're noticing on the guys who get called up?
Well, I give Jay Woodcroft a lot of credit down there. Those guys have come up. They're ready to play. The experience of playing the American League is something that I know everybody's always anxious for young players to get here, but that experience is a valuable part of their development. Jay and his staff down there have done a real nice job, and when the players come in here, they're well schooled and they're ready for the opportunity. So I think Yamo is a great example of that. He didn't get to go through training camp or play in training camp because of an injury, but went down there, played half the season, and has come in and really contributed for us. So I'm anxious to see what Benson can do. He's played just over 100 games in the American League now. Has been a good point producer down there. He's earned the opportunity to come up, and we won't be in tonight. We'll see where it goes tomorrow, but it's an exciting time for him. And like I say, we've had some pretty good luck with some of our depth. It'd be nice to see more guys jump in that role.
With a deep pairing like Bouwmeester and Parayko, they both move well and have that kind of size. What's the challenge in generating against guys that are shutdown specialists?
Their whole D is a solid D, so to circle those guys, they're big guys that defend well. Every team has defensemen that do a good job, but when you're just coming off winning the cup, and that pair was a real instrumental pair in helping them. But then you look at Falk and Peter Angelo, they've got a good D there, so it's a big part of their team, and you just have to accept that challenge and see if you can find a way to create your opportunities.
Dave, Betting was saying, when he was coming back from injury, he didn't want to play with any kind of hesitancy. But what did you see from in his first game back against Calgary?
I think it really helped him to go down and play the 3 games in Bakersfield, because it took away any hesitancy he had. Like, he hadn't played a lot of hockey since November, so going down and really playing in 3 games that he played big minutes. It wasn't as he just stuck his toe in the water. He played big minutes in all 3 games. So he came back and he played real well the other night. Played real well. Got a big goal for us that got us into overtime, got us a point. So he's in good spirits right now, which is good. You come back, you play well, feel like you're doing your job. It seems to alleviate some of that hesitant part of the play.
You've divided your forwards. You've told us into top 6 and bottom 6 as opposed to lines 1 through 4. So when Benson does play, where does he have to be so he can?
Well, we'll see. Well, we'll see where we are with injury-wise. When Yamo came in, Yamo played down the lineup a little bit, and then we put him up with Leon after. So I'd probably anticipate something like that with Benson coming in. We have to see where the whole injury situation falls here. But there's parts of his game that, like, I think he's done a real good job on the power play down there that, we'd like to see him, even though our second group doesn't get a lot of time, but that's something I could envision him coming in. But we have to see how he plays. Let's get him up and running first, and I think it's fair to him to put him on a line where he can feel like he can gel and see where it goes to. And probably my thoughts are similar as Yamo, like where you come in and you find your niche. And Yamo played with Haas, and I think it was Haas and Nygaard to start or something like that. So we'll see where it goes. But really, it's comes down to injury situation with us, and where we think he's the best fit to contribute right now.
Dave, you're a really good checker as a player, plus a really good offensive player. What do you think of O'Reilly? Is there any of O'Reilly in the way you used to play?
O'Reilly's a really good two-way player. You don't get to be a Selke Trophy winner in the league without having both sides of it. And I coached him in the World Championships a while ago. Just a real strong, steady player. You see how he played in the playoffs last year. He's one of those guys that has an impact on the game on both sides of the puck, and at an elite level, and those guys are rare. So, good player. All right, thanks.